Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Now today I'm going to do something that's completely out of character. I'm going to use some man-made firelighters. Quick story on these. I was talking to a friend of mine, Neil, and I was mentioning firelighters and we were having a chat about that, and he said he used these. And I was wondering to myself, I wonder if they'll fit in the handle of my new SAK ferro rod. Well, they do. Absolutely perfectly. Just got to cut a little piece off and they fit in perfect. Now Neil's a good guy. And Neil goes out for a 4-dayer once a month, whatever the weather is. If it's absolutely stinking, he gets out. So I value his opinion on lighting fires in stinking weather. So I bought these. Bath bushcraft store. I got them off eBay. I'm pretty sure they're going to work because I did spark one up at home and it lit really easy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to light a fire with one of these. I may just use the half of one because I'm a bit of a skinflint, and they were £10 a bag posted. I've got a nice pile of dry sticks which I gathered on the way in. I'm going to get a few more now, bit of fuel, and I'm going to fire it up using that and a Swiss Army knife. Well, thumbs up for the Bath Bushcraft store firelighters. I know I like to make my own stuff, but that's good. And 3/4 of one fits in the handle of this, so that's excellent, because a quarter of one of them will be fine for lighting a fire for me, providing you've got some good dry twigs. So I'm going to go at my fire now and get all the bits from the outside and put them on the inside. I think I'll put some gloves on for that. I'll get some nice dry splits on in a couple of minutes now. Cut the smoke down. Well, it's another one of them days. It's raining, not too bad, can't complain too much, but I can't sit under the tarp because the smoke is blowing straight in again. Now what I did do earlier, I put some big rounds on which are a bit damp because they had been pre-burnt before, and I just put them out of the way and they're smoking a bit. The main fire in the middle is burning okay, so what I think I better do is take them damp ones off, build the fire up with splits to reduce the smoke. I'm still going to get a bit of smoke, but if the fire's burning really hot with perfectly dry wood, I shouldn't get that much. I'll stay out of the way now for 5 minutes while that catches. One other thing, to put a dampener on my day, my tripod broke. Now I'm not surprised it broke because it's about 3 years old and it's been out during all weathers. That tripod was originally made to go with a chain. Now you can buy these with a much larger ring on them, but me being a skinflint and not wanting to spend 10 or 20 quid on one, I just made my own one up, but I could only find a small ring in the DIY store, so that's why they're quite thin and not thick ones, because I need the tops to go through that. So I'm going to go off now and find some wood. I'm going to make a new tripod. Well, that's burning a lot better, but it's still coming in the shelter. Son of a bitch. And today I brought Bertha out. Bertha number 2. So no bullshit wraps and fraps, just a jam knot, and the piece of paracord is the one that came off the old one, so reusing it because there's nothing wrong with it. I basically put a jam knot on it and then did a couple of fraps. Well, that took 6 minutes to get going, and then it all fell over. Great. I do like using a big knife to cut greenwood. Now, I didn't actually know this morning that my tripod was going to break. I just thought I'd bring this out to split some wood up and have a play with it. But it makes life a lot easier. I had to go in the swampy bit over there, and there's a lot of swampy bits around here, to get some willow, and there was a lot of bramble in there, And that's one thing you can't do with an axe, is cut brambles up, especially thick ones like that. One swipe with this, done. Couple of swipes into the bottom of the stick, down it comes, over here, couple of whacks, done. No pissing about with the saw, no using a little knife or anything, just get it done nice and quick. So for people who don't like big knives, I like them, they're great. And I got 2 nice big new ones in the house which I haven't taken out yet, but they're waiting for another day. After a previous video where I used and reviewed the Victorinox Ranger Wood 55, I had a comment from my pal and fellow knife maker Mark Hill about making feather sticks with a Victorinox knife, and he suggested grinding the edge on the main blade down and putting a chisel grind on the side that hits the wood. So I did it. I got an old Swiss Army knife here that I was sent as something to play about with, so it was a perfect opportunity to do it. Now if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen this. Basically, really easy job for me as a knife maker with a grinder. I flattened the edge off and I put that secondary bevel on one side only, so making a chisel grind. The other side's flat. I made a little feather stick with it in the shed and it worked really well. So I thought, seeing as I'm out in the field and I wanted to share this with you, I do it in the field. Well, I'm not in the field, I'm in the woods, but you know what I mean. I pick a decent bit of wood, which I've just split up. Not the straightest pieces in the world. No, they're shit. No, that's better. Pick your side. There's no way you're doing that with the original grind on this thing. Not a hope in hell. You can't fault that. I'll try and do some really small ones now. As I said before, these are a bit soft and quite a bit of material comes off them with a sharp spine. If you're thinking of doing this modification and you haven't got a knife maker's grinder, you could probably do it by hand. So a nice rough stone, where are we? Run that flat down a nice rough stone. Then take it up, put it flat. What you'd normally sharpen a Scandi on, take it a bit higher and go for it, and then go through the grits. I actually didn't even put this on a stone. I put it on an 80 grit belt to flatten it. Then I put it on a 240 grit flat. Then I put it on another same 240 grit at an angle. Didn't use a jig or a fixture of any kind. I just did it by hand, by eye. I think then I put it on a 600 and I just basically just touched it on the 600 and then I stropped the living daylights out of it. and it's pretty damn sharp, and well, you can't fault that bit of feathering, can you? No. So well done, Mark. And actually turns out he's never tried it and was his guinea pig. He thought it would work, so he let me do it. And I'm very impressed with that, and I may even do that on my Ranger wood. Although it's very unlikely that I won't be out in the woods without a Scandi knife anyway. But still good to have. I think I'll make another one. Well, another trip to the woods has finally come to an end. It's been a bit miserable, it's been a bit smoky, and it's been a bit wet. Thankfully it's stopped raining now. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Not going to be the most exciting one I've ever made. Please leave a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, don't do anything at all. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. I would appreciate it. Until the next time, ta-ra. One other thing to put a dampener on my day, my tripod broke. Now, I'm not surprised it broke because it's about 3 years old and it's been out here in all weathers for 3 years, so I'm going to have to make a new tripod. Let me move. Now, what you probably don't realise, and if you've been watching me for a while, oh my god, this smoke's to my head in. I do, start again. Oh, it's fucking smoke's coming in now. Start again. Obviously not with your hands in it, you know, you're going to use a stone. Well, that was a piece of cake. But it's cheating.